This is the Introduction Nutrition Seminar highlights. We're going to give you a few of the highlights from the seminar, and I'm going to start off by introducing the concept that myself and Jen Power, along with the other coaches, want to introduce to you, which is we're going to have a variety of nutrition seminars over the coming months, the opportunity for some individual coaching as well if you're interested in that. But we want to start out with an introduction to our approach to nutrition. And the most fundamental piece to that is that nutrition is a very individual thing, and it takes a lot of personal responsibility. No one can solve it for you. We can't give you a perfect meal plan for you. Everything is very personal. No different than you in the gym. In on-ramp, everybody moves a little differently. Coaches have to help them through that, but they coach them. They don't do the work for them. So nutrition is the same way. The number one thing that I stress for CrossFitters, active people need different quantity of food than people who are sedentary. So all the diets and things like that we hear about in society don't necessarily fit the CrossFit lifestyle. When you are working out in the gym 3 to 5 days a week, some people here unfortunately it's 6 or 7 days a week, which might be a little bit much, you definitely have to eat to fuel that. And so we need to talk about getting your quantity right. That's different for everybody. We want to get a different set of macronutrients, so it's not all carbs, it's not all fats, it's not all proteins. When we start to talk about quantity, the first thing I start about is a building block when you're doing active lifting weights, things like that we do here at CrossFit Gym, is getting enough protein. So the very easiest thing is to start with a gram of protein per pound of body fat. If that, or per pound of body weight, I'm sorry. If that seems hard, and you can figure out your body fat percentage, then you do a pound of protein, or a gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. So somebody can help you through that if that's something that you're interested in. You have a struggle to get to your actual body weight. For me, I actually eat a little bit more than my body weight. I weigh just about 188 pounds. I eat about 200 grams of protein a day. That's a lot of protein. But it supports what I do here. And that's really fundamental, is that I don't want to be losing muscle mass, and so I have to make sure I have enough protein for my muscle mass. To give you some sense, while eating quantity is very individualized, to give you some sense of the amount that is, at a minimum, we're talking about 12 calories per pound that you weigh every day for ladies. Men, it might be more like 15 calories, and that's really the minimum, the low side. I eat about 3,100 calories a day. To give you an example, on this nutrition handout that we have, it's available in the gym. There are a number of links. We'll also share that on the Facebook group as well, that give you some calculations on how to figure out how much to eat. The zone diet is a very big popular way of doing that. It's a great template for helping you get in a broad range of macronutrients, fats, carbs, and proteins. It's also a little bit hard to manage for some folks. Other folks, it's very easy to manage. So there's a couple other trackers that tell you how much to eat as well. And so that's a good place to start to figure out how much to eat on a daily basis and how to fuel your workouts. Okay, a little bit about how I handle nutrition to kind of follow off the quantity piece. I do very regularly track what I eat. I use an app called MyFitnessPal. Both Jen and I really recommend, if you've never food journaled, if you've never tracked everything you eat, do that for a couple of weeks. It gives you a good sense of how much you're eating, and then once you set up a eating plan and a quantity plan, it gives you an ability to sort of dial that in. I don't do it all the time. There's days I track and days I don't track, but I get in a routine for a couple of weeks of tracking, so I get myself balanced, and then I go and I kind of eat intuitively off of what I was doing before. So how I do that in my life, travel a lot, work, etc., is every weekend Susie and I make a plan of what we're eating for dinner during the week. The days that we're going to the gym, the days we're not going to the gym, we eat different amounts of foods. I eat different carb amounts, and by carbs I mean starchy carbs and fruits, on the days that I work out, and less of that the days that I don't work out. So make that meal plan. I generally eat the same thing for breakfast every day. For me, that's 3 or 4 eggs, some kind of starch like a oatmeal, gluten-free oatmeal or sweet potatoes, and some kind of breakfast meat, sometimes a fruit as well. And then lunch is a salad with protein of some sort, fish, chicken, steak, whatever, lunch meat. And then dinner is what varies and what we meal plan out. We tend to rotate those things about every 2 to 3 weeks. We're eating the same thing. It just is easier that way. I know how to make the meal. I grill a lot in the summertime. I use the crock pot a lot in the wintertime. Quick meals, easy to come home from the gym and eat because I work out in the evening. Same thing for those of you who do work out in the morning. Have a quick breakfast plan every day. That will make sure that you eat healthy after you work out, which is really important. And the other piece that I layer on that I'm going to highlight in this video is I have pre-workout meals about an hour and a half prior to my workout, and I have a post-workout meal. Those who work out in the evening and know me know what that post-workout meal looks like. It's a protein shake, maybe with some powdered carbs in it, or a banana, or some other type of fruit or starchy carb right after my workout. And for me, that's within, before I leave the gym, I'm having that. So that's my post-workout meal. Pre-workout might be something like a few pieces of lunch meat and a whole grain cracker or a oatmeal. I'm big on granola, that's pretty low fat granola. So those sort of things, lower fat, high carb, high slow digesting carb, whole grain carb before you work out, fast digesting carb post your workout, both with protein. Minimize your fats in both of those because fats will slow the digestion and helping support your workout. So that's sort of how I handle it during the week. The last thing I'll add in there is I do eat out, and I try to make smart choices, but I allow myself, to have a bowl of ice cream. I allow myself to go out to eat a nice meal. You just have to do that. You can't lock yourself down to 100% on anything. You won't be successful. It won't last a lifetime, which is really what this is about. It's not about a diet. It's about a nutritional plan that works for you for the rest of your life. So as we conclude, what you're seeing from this series of videos is that nutrition is really a personal thing, and it's a lot of work. Jen does the paleo diet, like she says, 80–90% of the time. I do a form of eating called Eat Perform, where I track all of my macros and try to eat right percentages for me. That looks different for all of us. The biggest thing is it's individual responsibility. It takes work from you. What we're going to try to do in these series of seminars, there's a survey if you missed the seminar and you're watching these videos at the gym that you can take and fill out, is provide you information and knowledge, just like the coaches provide you coaching in the gym, but you still have to put in the work nutritionally to make sure that it works for you and works in your life. The biggest other piece of advice that Jen and I both had for you is you can't be 100% restricted, because if you never let yourself eat whatever that food is. For me, it's ice cream. If I never had ice cream, I'd be miserable. I would, if I could never eat Mexican food, I would be miserable. I do it intelligently, and some days I just have that food. I track my food so I know whether I can eat it or not. I know whether I have enough fat in my diet, enough sugar in my diet left to be able to eat it. But finding something that works for you, for your life, is really important, and we're going to try to help you with that with some seminars over this time to give you some information to make it work for what your goals are.